Hello, Sacred Earth friends and family. Michelle here. I just wanted to pop on and do a little eclipse reading for the current eclipse cycle that we're getting ready to start here. On Monday, the 25th of March, we are having a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And then 2 weeks later, followed by a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So eclipse portals, eclipse cycles are really powerful windows of time where the veil's thin and we see lots of changes happening. It's sort of like a quickening, a speeding up of the energies where universe, source sort of puts us on new trajectories or timeline shifts. And this is all to accelerate our evolution. Anything that has not been serving, anything that has not been working for us will be eclipsed out of your life, and anything that needs to come in moving forward will be brought in. So in my experience, I've seen these portals or windows of time as being extremely powerful. If you study the cycles and you look at the seasons and all the elements within nature, you will see that these windows are very powerful. So knowing that, you can work with them in a way that's beneficial and with a little bit more objectivity and a level of detachment. So what's showing up for this? When we're talking about Aries and Libra, we're talking about the self and the other. Libra is the sign of the other and partnership. So this is all about relationships. So we can see with the Libra eclipse, the lunar eclipse on Monday, within this window of time, you can see that relationships will go through changes, or that people will exit your life, or anything that's not serving you will be leaving your life, okay? Sometimes it's great and big, and sometimes it's very subtle. And so there's also, I've had this feeling lately of kind of, it feels like being a little bit lost. It's like there's nothing to grab onto. It kind of feels like some of the things you've been working towards are just dissolving. They just sort of dissolve. It's been a real sort of like holding pattern, and I really believe that that's part of the energy of Pisces. We've been in Pisces season, and that's where things go to die. So anything that isn't serving you is being released and let go of. But also, I also believe it's also where we are in our evolution. And so we're in a game of creation, and there are supportive forces and there's oppositional forces to this game that we're playing here on Earth. And so I believe that the light is winning. And what that has done is brought us to a point in our evolution where we are our own creators. We are gaining more and more of our own sovereign free will, which is different than any other point in time, really. So, so as we evolve, we have the power in our own hands to create what we want to see. And with that comes the responsibility of creation. And so sometimes we just don't know what to do with it. We're just sitting here going, well, what now? Because we've been so used to things being, being told what to do. We're having it brought to us. So it feels like it's like limited possibilities, yet unlimited possibilities. So it's really a matter of getting really intentional and focusing on what you want to create. Well, we're still resolving some of those karmas that we're faced with. And another thing I've been thinking about a lot lately too is how we are live in a very instant gratification world. And so with social media and the way things are just in our world where convenience has become everything, we are so used to instant gratification. And even our younger generations are growing up with this need for instant gratification. And when it comes to healing, healing is not an instant gratification thing, okay? And social media may make it look like it is, like, oh, look at how great my life is, I'm manifesting all these stories we see. And that's all well and good, but the truth is there's two polarities happening at the same time, okay? So there's, on one hand, we can experience, tremendous healing, goodness, joy. On the other hand, we're experiencing oppositional energies, a little bit of strife, grief, toxicity. That theme has shown up so much, and I feel like for this cycle for me, I'm currently releasing some of that toxicity, or things that you didn't even realize were in your atmosphere were toxic, but then all of a sudden it sort of hits you in the face and you realize this is just something I need to let go now because it's not serving my highest good. Okay. And I'm talking about, situations where people are really trying to cause you harm, but you didn't see it before. And now it's one of the things about Pisces season is that we become very aware of the fuzzy goggles that we've had over our eyes. And there's this sense of disillusionment where we become very disillusioned by events that show up in life. And you go, why didn't I see this? Or why was I so blind? And so that always comes up so powerfully. And that's why during Pisces season, or when there's any aspects with Neptune, I always think, let's just let the dust settle and see what happens, and not be so quick to judge or jump to conclusions. And let's just see what happens. But once it becomes clear, that's when that sort of truth, that where we're cutting through the illusion, where we're cutting away anything that doesn't show up as truth, that is not serving the highest good of our souls. Okay, so I know I talked a lot, but I'm going to pull a card right now, and just for the collective, and just see what is showing up for us during this eclipse cycle. I might pull more than one card. We'll see. Okay. Wind. Okay, so the eclipses are definitely, this is activation. They're definitely big activation windows. And so we can expect as individuals on this path to experience some sort of activation. There's a lot of clearing with this activation. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting right now. This is a time of clearing. So it's time to do the spring cleaning. The seasons are changing. We're shifting. And anything that's not serving you in terms of relationships moving forward, it's time to clear it out. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull one more card, and this is from the Angels and Ancestors deck. Okay, and let's see what it is. Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. I love that. Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. So as you're going through this process of clearing, becoming aware of where there's toxicity within relationships, what is leaving, what is coming, feel comforted in the fact that you are being supported through this process. You're never alone in it, even when it seems like there's loss or there's grief. You're not alone. So be comforted in that. And every ending is a beginning. So these eclipse portals show us that when some relationships leave, it's because it's preparing us for other relationships. I've experienced so much in this Aries Libra theme in my life. It has been huge. Learning to have a healthy sense of self, Aries, but then also learning how to navigate relationships and with compassion, but also with the boundaries that in place as well. So it's been a really fine line of balancing these two energies. So that theme is definitely showing up right now. Okay, well, if you're interested in working with me, I do all kinds of things. I do Reiki healing, crystal healing. I teach, I do classes. I work with the medicine wheel. I work with your astrology. I do card readings. And I can also teach you about doing ceremony and creating sacred spaces within your own life. I have a lot of experience with that. And if you're going through a challenging time, a tough time, I can help you through that too. All right. Well, thank you for listening, friends.